All right, how y'all doing? How y'all doing, boy? I'm telling you, last week was a great conversation with my man, Mr. E. I don't know about you, but I'm about ready to go sell my house and put all my money in some stocks and bonds. I'm about to be rich, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm about to be rich. I'm telling you, Mr. E, man, he gave us some great points and notes on trying to invest, get ready for retirement, what you should do with that money. I'm telling you right now, if you spending more than $500 on Christmas, man, you should take some of that money and put it in some stocks and bonds. You, like he said, we should be owning some things that we own. So I was so excited about that. I want to thank him for coming through and talking to us and helping us with our money. Once again, I want to give a big shout out to my son, Dorian D. Mr. Jackpot Productions for that hot track right there. I'm telling you right there, somebody need to get that track right there and put that on something in Bahamas or something. I don't know. I just feel sand moving through my feet with a margarita or something in my hand or a coconut with something to drink. I don't know. I just feel the heat when I hear that song. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about that. So I want to give a shout out to him and the journey that he's taken in the music business. So today, man, we're going to continue this conversation about the 4 P's: people, places, possession, and position. You know, we talked about, in my opinion, man, there's 4 things that helps us in our turnaround in life and also helps us in our journey in life. It's the people we hang around, the places we go, the things we possess, and the position that we want to be in. So, I'm really serious about this. It took me a long time to think about. Well, actually, it didn't take me a long time to think about this. I would say it took God a long time to put me in a position to be where I'm at today, because I'm telling you, I was a selfish dude back in the day. I mean, real selfish dude. All I thought about was me. And sometimes it just puzzles me how me and my wife got together, because some of y'all who know me from back in the day, the brother was not always the way he is today. I was a real selfish, stuck up kind of brother. Didn't even come from much at all. I don't even know where that attitude came from, really, to tell you the truth. But my wife stuck in there with me, man. But that journey that I took, that God took me through about youth and kids and family and things like that, man, it brought me to the point I am today. And I'm so glad that I'm at this point, because I didn't have a lot of that when I grew up. I don't know about any of you. Some of you may have had all of this when you grew up. God bless you. I'm so happy for you. But some of us didn't have all that when we grew up. And my mission in life is to really try to relay some of these things God has laid on my heart, not only to just, the young people, but, there's some adults that need to watch out who they hang around. I mean, you hanging around with some people that that ain't even good for you. Some adults need to watch some places that they go. You going to some places that you ain't got no business going. And then this next thing we're going to talk about is possessions. Remember, I always say this. My mom always said when we was growing up, she said, number one, watch the people you hang around. That's just number one. Number two, be careful in the places you go. Like, you got to be careful. Number three, be mindful of what you do or the things that you possess. And most of all, like Mr. Eric said last week, what you spend your money on. So this is what we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about the third P: possessions. And so sometimes possessions can be a downfall in our life. It really can, because we got to watch what we own. And it's not just physically own, but how do we own our minds? Like, what are we thinking about? What are we possessing in our mind? What are we owning in our minds, and what are we doing? I always like to, just talk about little things, man. I just remember, man, growing up, there were just so many things that we wanted, man. I remember when we was kids, and we're not weird kids, but I just remember being a kid, me and my sister and my brother, we used to sit around a table and we used to talk about all the things that we were gonna have when we grow up. We're gonna have a big house with the swimming pools, with with the cars, with the picket fence around it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna have helicopters. We're gonna have airplanes. We're gonna be traveling all over the world. These are things that we said that we was gonna own. But man, I mean, I ain't got the big house. I don't have a swimming pool. I like riding on airplanes, but I don't own an airplane. I don't own a helicopter. But what I try to own is me. And one of the things we didn't even think about when we was young is, like, what are some of the things that we already possess, some things that we already own? So if we don't really think about those things, we don't even think how important those things can be. And so it's what you possess in life. So is the things that you possess, are they helping you? Are they hurting you? Or are they keeping you right where you are? So when we think about possessions, we think about, the definition is to have something that belongs to you or something that you own. And so when we think about that, I want us to think about, what are we possessing? What do we have that's helping us be the best that we can be? And I like what Mr. Eric said last week, is that sometimes we have to think about the money. Money is big. Money is big. I like the way Bishop Jake says money is currency. It goes around, it moves, it helps us do the things that we want to do. I mean, that's what money is all about, right? So it's not just, having money stacked up, having paper stacked up, but it's like, what are you doing with your money? How is the money that you own, how is it helping you? And so this segment, man, we just gonna talk a little bit. We just gonna talk heart to heart a little bit. We're gonna talk a little crazy, and then we're gonna talk a little seriousness, and then we just gonna just let it all out. So the first thing I want to talk about is, how can the things or the thoughts that we own, how can they bring us down or keep us from reaching our full potential? So, sometimes our possessions can be negative. The things that we own can be a negative sometimes. I mean, how is it helping you? Now, I'm just speaking for myself. Actually, I could be probably speaking for a lot of people. My wife tell me all the time, she say, you say the stuff that people be thinking. I was like, I know I do. I do that sometimes, don't I? And I was like, dude, that be getting me in trouble like a lot of times, because, sometimes I do. I'll say stuff and I'm like, my wife be like, I was thinking the same thing, but I just didn't want to say it. I was like, well, there you go. Here I am. I'm the one's going to say it for you. So here's the thing I'm thinking. We grow up and there's a lot of things that we want. Amen. Like me, there's a lot of things that we want. Here's one thing that really just blows my mind. I'm telling you, it just blows my mind. And I know I'm not the only one that think like this. I cannot be the only person that think like this. We think about, I want to own a house. Okay, cool. I want to own a car. Cool. I want a bank account. Cool. Or I want some investments. Cool. But I also want some luxuries in life too. So which ones come first? Do the luxuries come first, or do the responsibilities come first? When I always wanted some hot rims. Always wanted some rims on my car. Always wanted some rims on my car. Okay, I never was able to afford rims like the rims that I really, really wanted. So I just never really got them, but I've always wanted some rims on my car. And so my wife was like, we ain't spending no money on no rims. Like, you ain't spending 2 G's on no rims. You just ain't doing that. And I'm thinking, why not? Like, it would set this car off and we put the rims on there. She was like, yeah, it set the car off, but it also would set us on the side of the curb because we ain't gonna have no money to pay for this rent. But I'm thinking, I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to flex. You know what I'm saying? But here's something that's always just weird to me. Brothers and sisters that may not be living in the best conditions. I'm not going to say the projects or housing or anything. Well, I'm not going to say, I'm just saying brothers and sisters that may not be living in the best conditions. How in the world can you roll around in some $5,000 rims and you still renting? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying having those things are not nice. Now, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like Eric said last week, are we putting priorities in place? Like, come on now, you trying to own a house, but you still spending money on stuff that ain't helping you. Like, and I'm not saying owning those things is not something that you shouldn't own, but I'm just saying we got to be a little more responsible in owning those things, like, because, I love TV. Now I love TV. Now every Black Friday, I'm looking for the biggest TV I can find. And so I'm thinking, my wife is like, do we really need another TV? I'm like, yeah, if that joke was an 85-inch, yeah, we need that. She was like, we don't need that. I'm like, yeah, I need that in my life. Like, I need that TV in my life. No, that's not a need. I mean, that's just owning something that's not going to help me. And so sometimes, man, we have to sit back and say, the things in our life, are we possessing? Are we owning? Are we doing things in our life that's holding us back? Because if you're trying to move forward, but yet you're buying things and you're doing things that is holding you back from your dream, like, it's hard to save money when you're spending money on jewelry, or you're spending money on clothes, or you're spending money on trips, or you're spending money on going out to eat. Look, I tell you, but that's a conversation by itself. Going out to eat, boy, because I love to eat. I'm gonna tell you, one time, me and my wife went out to eat. We went out to eat with some friends, and we went to this brand new restaurant. Never been there before. I've never been there. We hadn't been there before. But I'm gonna tell you right now, those saying, don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry, because you just buy everything when you're up in there. Don't go out to eat when you're hungry. I'm just telling you right now, because we went in there And I think the name of the restaurant was Copeland's. I don't even know if I don't even think that's still around no more. But I think we went to the one down in Alabama. Man, we went up in there and I just got the order and stuff. And didn't, the lady was like, would you like to try an appetizer? Yeah, I want an appetizer. I want two of them. She was like, all right, cool. What you want? So I'm ordering appetizers. Then I ordered this big plate of food. And then we ordering dessert. We ordered drinks, soda. Cause that's when the brother used to drink sodas back in the day. Like bring the Cokes, bring them, just one after another. We just eating and just having fun. Man, when she brought that check, I was like, wait a minute now, I ain't order all of this. And my wife was like, she like, yes, you did. She like, you here just ordering up stuff. Like you got $500-$600 in your pocket. But I'm telling you, going out to eat, man, if you really sit back and look how much money you spend on going out to eat. So a lot of times, man, it's not like we don't have the funds, or it's not like we don't have the money. It's like our money is being spent in places that we never even think about it. So I'm not saying don't ever go out to eat, but I'm just saying, man, if going out to eat is costing you the ability to do something else, then you can't do it. You have to stop going out to eat. It's just buying things. I mean, because nowadays, I mean, every commercial is about buying something, possessing something, spend your money on this, spend your money on that. But if you do all of that, then you won't have the money for the things that you really, really need. Which also comes to this thought. How are you thinking? What possessions in your mind do you have that helps you get to the next level? Because see, we can think negative about ourselves. We really can. We could think negative. We could think things like, I can't do it. We could think things like, it'll never happen for me. Or we could think things like, why does it always happen to me? We could always have these negative thoughts, and we can possess these thoughts in our heads like, I'll never do it. I'll never get married. I will, never lose the weight. I'll never save the money. I'll never be able to do so. I'll never be able to do that. But those things just keep you from going forward to do the things that you need to do. I'm just telling you, it will. And we always, going back to the first piece, sometimes we let people influence the way we think. Because if we were thinking positive, we can get around some people that can start bringing us down and getting us to start negative thinking. Look, I'm gonna tell you this story. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a preacher, man. We got like a ton of stories, because I learned this from Dr. Tony Evans. Everything in life is a lesson. I mean, if you really stop and listen and watch and be attentive, everything in life is a lesson. So you guys ever heard of the Wilderness in the Smokies? I mean, we used to go there like we ain't go all, well, yeah, we did. We used to go pretty often before they caught on that if you go in October, it's going to be expensive, because we used to go in October and November when it was cheap, because they didn't know that's when people went on vacation in spring, fall break. So we used to go then when it wasn't as expensive. So when my daughter was about 3, maybe she was about maybe 3 or 4 years old, she used to go with me, and we used to go down the biggest slides at the Wilderness at the Smokies. Now, listen, I'm a grown man, but me and my 3-year-old daughter, we used to get up there, and people used to laugh at me because me and her going up, we climbing up the steps and we riding, we just having a lot of fun. Now, my 2 sons, them jokers wouldn't even go with me. They was like, Dad, I ain't doing that. That's too high. I ain't going. I'm not going. I'm like, dude, come on. Y'all gonna roll with me? They was like, no, I ain't doing that. But my 3-year-old daughter, man, all day long, just all day, we just riding the slide all day. I did feel a little embarrassed because she was really little then at the time. Here's this grown man dragging his, 3-year-old daughter up this slide, but she was having fun. Fast forward about 5 years later, we going back. We've been back a couple times, and me and her kicking it, but now she's a little bit older. She done had some time to hang around her brothers. So the next time we go, when she's about 8, I think she's about 8, 7, 8, somewhere off in there. Yeah. Baby girl, you want to go on the slide with me? I ain't riding that slide. Come on, what you mean you ain't riding the slide? She's like, I ain't doing that. I ain't getting on that. I'm like, but man, you used to kick it like all the time on the slide. Now she don't want to ride. What happened? She done been around her brothers. Her brothers done put this thought in her head that it's dangerous, it's high, it's too fast, you might get hurt, all these things. Now she's possessing this thought that she didn't have when she was younger. Now, and that also can preach to the fact that she put a lot of her trust in me. She put her trust in Daddy. Like, if Daddy going, I'm going. That's a whole nother subject. We could preach on that one all day long by itself. I ain't even gonna get into that one, boy, because if I get in that one, boy, 2 hours later, y'all be like, he's still talking. I ain't even gonna get into that. But my sons had put a thought in her head that she shouldn't do the slide. And I'm thinking, see what I'm saying? See how easy it is sometimes when we hang around people and they put thoughts in our head, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't quit your job. You shouldn't start this. You shouldn't date him. You shouldn't date her. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. And now we start possessing those thoughts that keeps us from doing the things that we want to do. I mean, there's a lot of times that, you have to fight for the things that you want. You can't let those things start possessing you to get you to stop doing what you know that you want to do. Okay, I got to move on. I got to move. Okay, positive. What other things or thoughts in your life that help propel you to the next level? What are they? Well, how are they challenging you to be better than you are right now? Okay, so well, my mother-in-law gonna kill me when I tell y'all this story right here. Actually, she probably, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize right now, Mama. I love you, but this story is funny. I'm just telling you, it's funny. We all want to lose weight. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say we all want to lose weight, but we all want to live a healthy life, and we always want to do well. I remember one time my mother-in-law, man, this is when I think when the treadmills was really first coming out. You see how old we are. The treadmill was really first coming out. She bought a treadmill. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever buy a treadmill, don't put that joker in your bedroom. That's like the last place to put it. But she put it in her bedroom. She's gonna use it, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna use it, and she's gonna work out, kind of stay healthy and things like that, just to keep moving. Yeah, probably about a year later, you couldn't even find that joker. Why? There was clothes on top of it. There was things she done threw on top of that joker. I'm like, what a treadmill at? She's like, yeah, you move all them clothes out the way. It's underneath them clothes. Man, I mean, she bought something. Okay, I still love you, Mom. She bought something that was supposed to help her, but it turned into a closet, or it turned into a hanging basket for her. But I'm just saying, she bought it to help challenge her to be healthy. So the thought is, what are some of the things that you're possessing in your life that's challenging you to be better? Now, I know you bought the laptop. Are you using it to help you sit down and write that book, help you write that workout? Or is it helping you, with Zoom? Is it helping you do the things you want to do? You bought that little Fitbit. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that little Fitbit that you walk, are you using it? Are you using it to help you walk? Are you using it help you to be healthy? What are some of the things that you've gotten that is helping you be better? Now, I'm gonna admit, I bought the TV. Now, for me, I think the TV helps me be better because it helps me relax. That's the excuse I'm gonna use. I bought the TV to help me relax. But the house, how is buying a house helping you? Well, it's helping me by owning property. It's helping me by owning something that I didn't own. I buy my cars. I don't what's the word? I'm losing train of thought right here. I don't pay monthly payments on my car. I bought my car. I praise God for that, because I never had that thought before. I was like, I'm gonna just make monthly payments on my car. But I bought my cars. Like, I love my wife. I love my wife. I'm always saying that I love my wife. I love my wife. And I praise God that, we bought our vehicles. Like, I'll tell you, here's another story real quick. We were blessed not to have car payments for like a long time. For like, I think it was like 15 years or something like that. We never had a car payment. So I went to the credit union because, brother's like, man, it's time for us to upgrade. We need a new car. So I went to the credit union. I was like, yeah, I want to, look in trying to buy a new car. She was like, oh, yeah, cool. Mr. Dave, y'all been a, long time customer. Yeah, whatever you need, you just tell us. Whatever you want, you can get whatever you want. I was like, yeah. She was like, whatever payment you want, we're going to get the payment where you need it. I was like, cool, bet. I said, I want to keep my payments between $250, $275. That's what I want to keep my payment at. And she looked at me and said, and these are her. I mean, I still remember. That's how long. She looked at me and said, Mr. Davis, it's been a minute since you bought a car, right? I said, yeah, it's been a minute. She said, them payments don't exist no more. I was like, what? She was like, no, them payments don't exist no more. She said, we more like 350. 375, 400. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. So she was like, well, if you need us, we here. I went back and tell my wife, look, we got, like Mr. E said, we gonna have to make some sacrifices. we're gonna have to purchase a car because I am not paying $350, $375, $400 a month for a car. I'm just not gonna do it. But that's just, so we bought cars. So we were blessed. Let me just say like that. We were blessed to be able to buy our cars. So, we haven't had a car. My oldest son is 18 now, and going on 19. We haven't had a car payment in almost 18 years. Like I just can't do it. Like I just can't. Now if I find something that I could really pay for, I probably would. I ain't gonna say I won't do it, but it would be short term. But possessing cars allows me to go to work. It allows me to give people rides. It allows me to go places. It allows me to do things. It allows me to show my kids that, you can own a car without having a car payment. You just may have to sacrifice a little bit, put a little more up. Like I said, owning the house gives us a place to stay. It gives us shelter. It gives us a place to rest. Some people feel like owning a degree or having a degree, going back to college, going to school. Some people feel like owning different things helps them be better. And if that helps you be better, then you need to get it. That's what the positive things is about possessing some things. And, there's probably a multitude of things out there that I'm not even mentioning that could help you in the process of your life that would challenge you to do better. I mean, you can buy them $500, running shoes if they're going to help you run. If it's going to help you run even further, I'm not against that. Go get them. If you need a book that's going to help you do things, go get that book. You need to possess things in your life that's going to challenge you to be better. Also, you need to have a thought process that's going to help you be better. And I want to give a shout out to Pastor Cole. He's a good friend of mine. And man, he gave me this thought because when we used to work with the kids at the school, we hear kids say all the time, Pastor Mike, I can't do this. Pastor Mike, I can't do this. Pastor Mike, it's hard. This is hard. And he would always tell them, I don't mind you saying that you can't do something, but I just want you to add one word, yet. I can't do this yet, which means if you say I can't do this yet, that puts a positive spin on it to say, I may not be able to do it now, but I'm going to be able to do this sooner or later. So all I say is add the word yet to whatever. I'm not married yet. I haven't lost the weight yet. I haven't gotten that job yet, which means I'm going to get this, which means you don't leave it as a negative tone. It's something that's positive that you turn around. I don't own a home yet. I don't own my own car yet. I don't have, my savings to where I want it to be yet, but eventually it's going to get there. Just adding that one word makes everything look different. And it also makes you think different. I'm not doing everything that I want to do yet. I mean, it's going to come. Even for me, I'm not doing everything that I want to do yet, but I know that it's going to come. So you have to have that positive thought. So if you wrap that positive thought around it and make that your own, own that thing. I mean, because I could tell, man, I hate because, sometimes we just don't have enough time. But, I used to tell God all the time, I said, and look, God, I believe and I trust in you. So, I'm looking for this particular young lady to be my wife, and she's not mine yet, but I wasn't saying yet then. I was just saying, Lord, I just trust you. But I know that you're going to deliver her unto me. And man, I'm telling you, he did. He delivered her unto me. But also he delivered my kids to me. Like he delivered my children to me, which I'm so happy that he did. So I always try to stay positive. We always need to try to stay positive. Even when things may not look the best, we have to stay positive. Okay, running real fast. Okay, indifferent. These are things and thoughts that we have that have no interest in seeing us do anything. Sometimes we can have these thoughts that, it is what it is. Man, I'm telling you, man, I even say that phrase sometimes, and it even bothers me when I say it. It is what it is. I mean, what does that really mean? It is what it is. No, I mean, that's just a indifferent thought. Like, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is because maybe that's the way we made it. But I mean, can we not change it? Are we owning, there's nothing, like I tell my kids all the time, there's nothing wrong with owning video games. Look, because we play video games. I mean, of course, they weren't nowhere near like they are today. There's nothing wrong with owning video games. But when you let that video game become your whole life, now that's a problem. Now that video game ain't doing nothing for you. It's all they're doing, just entertaining you, but it's not helping you do anything. It's not really pulling you down, but it's just keeping you stagnant. I mean, because that's all you do all day long, and sometimes when we have that thought, like, well, it is what it is, that you just kind of being complacent now. You're just kind of dealing with what's in front of you and you're not attacking what's in front of you, because it is what it is, because you've made it that way. Now, every situation is not like that. I agree with you. Every situation is not like that. Sometimes there are things that are out of your control. We're just talking about things that you're in control of. Okay, things that you can deal with, things that can help you. So I want you to look at these things. Are these things that you're owning and possessing, are they being negative? Are they being positive, or are they being indifferent? And it's not just the things that you own around your house, but it's your thought processes. Are your thoughts being negative, or your thoughts being positive, or your thoughts being indifferent? Okay, so let me get ready to wrap this thing up. Listen to this. There's 3 things I want to say real quick. These ain't the end all be all, but these are just 3 quick things. Okay, here's a thought. It's great to do and own things in life. Just don't let them own you. Okay, y'all know kind of where that phrase comes from, right? So I'm just going to put that out there. You know, everybody done seen Players Club. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much everybody done seen that. You know, the whole thought when she said, go make the money, but don't let the money make you. It's the same thought. It's okay to have things. It's okay to own things. Just don't let them own you. You know, it's cool to have a boyfriend, but he can't be your whole life. Like, everything can't be him. You know, it's cool to have a nice car, but that car can't be your life. Like, you shining that joker on a rainy day, you out there shining that joker. You know, it's okay to own a house. It's okay to do these things, but don't let those things own you. At no time would I ever say that owning things or having things are bad. I only say that if it only keeps you from achieving your goals and your visions and your dreams, that's when you have to step back and look and say, are these things owning me? I mean, because if you have a nice car, but your car payment is like $900 a month, that joker own you, because you got to work to have that car. You know what I'm saying? So don't get into the place where things are owning you. You know, it's okay to have some things, but if they begin to own you, then, you know, that's going to be a little different. Here's another thing. Do and own things in your life that makes your life exciting. Sometimes doing and owning certain things help make your life exciting. I mean, like that boat. Like, if you can afford the boat, go get the boat, because that boat is going to help your life be exciting. If you can afford the convertible BMW, go get it. I mean, go get it. I mean, if you can afford some things in life that brings joy and brings excitement to your life, go get it, because it just helps your life be more exciting. I mean, I would do the same thing. If I could own a Learjet, I would own it. Now, I don't know how I'm going to put gas in that joker, but I mean, I would own a Learjet. I mean, if there's some things that I can own to make my life more exciting, I would. And I do. And I do own a few things in my life that helps my life be more exciting. So I'm not saying not to do that, but I'm just saying you got to be careful. Okay. Be careful that what you do or own is not hurting or hindering your life. Now, this can create problems to the path of your vision. So if you see your life struggling, there's some areas in your life that you see that you're struggling. Now you have to look back and say, okay, do I have some things that are hurting me? You know, let's go back to that car payment. If you have a car payment that's $900 a month, yeah, you might got too much car. You know, my kid, too much car. You might have too much car. So you may have to downgrade a car. So your car payment could be $400-$500 a month. So that extra money that you have, that you could use it to help you in your vision or your dream. You know, if you have too much house, you know, your house payment, $3,500, $4,000, you know, you may have to downgrade house a little bit so you can go do some of the things that you want to do. Those are the things. That's when you start possessing and you start owning your life. That's what listen, that's part of the 11th hour. Those are decisions that you have to make. I mean, and that's hard sometimes, because, you know, sometimes it's hard to let go of that car. I mean, trust me, I know sometimes it's hard to let go of that house. Trust me, I know. That's a decision that me and my wife made. We made that decision. We made the decision to sell the house that we were in because we got kids getting ready to go to college. Like, we had to downgrade. It ain't like we had no mansion or nothing. It ain't like we had a 5,000 square foot house or nothing. But we knew for ourselves, we said, you know, if we sell this house, go to a smaller house, our monthly bill could be smaller. We could still have a house. Our kids are getting older now. Our oldest one is getting ready to go to college. So really, we don't really need his room anymore. He can have the bonus room and use it as a bedroom till he goes to college. Once he goes to college, now that's a bonus room. And our next youngest one, he's getting ready to jet out. So we don't need the bigger house anymore. So let's sell the bigger house, put some money up so then we can use that money to help them go to college. That was an 11th hour decision, because we could have said, oh, no, we ain't selling our house. No, them jugglers going to have to deal with life on their own. No, but we made the decision to say, let's just downgrade, and do something that's right. Here's another 11th hour decision that we made. I had a car and I had a wreck. Brother was going through wrecks like every other month, like just every other month I was going through a wreck. But I had a wreck. They totaled my car. They totaled the car out that I had. And my wife going to kill me when I tell the story, because she's going to be mad in the mug. I know she is, but it's all good. I ain't telling you none of that true. So we was going out looking for a new car, right? Because they gave me more money for my car. I didn't think they was going to give me that much, but they did. They gave me more money for my car. All right, fast forward. So we going to look for a car. Here was the 11th hour decision that we had to make. My wife was like, well, I want a car that has this, and this. I said, cool, let's go look for one. So we looked for the car that had all the things that she wanted, but it was more money than I wanted to spend. And she was like, but I want these things. I said, okay, listen, okay, we can get this car that you want. I ain't got no problems with that. We most definitely can get this car. But if we get this car that you want, that means we're going to have to cut out some things over here, because it's going to cost us more money for this car over here. Or we can get this car here. It may not have all the same amenities that you want, but it's still a really nice car. Then what we going to do? What you want to do? Which one you want? Yeah, I think she wanted those other things in life. So we bought the lesser car, but it allowed us to do more things. Those are 11th hour decisions. Those are decisions that we had to make. Like, which one do you want? So you always have to think about those things. Okay, real quickly, last but not least, what do you possess inside of you that will help you? Let me get this right. What are the things, what's inside of you that will help you be the best that you can be, that you have not owned up to yet? Okay, there are some things that are inside of you that would help you be the best that you could be, that maybe you ain't owned up to yet. I mean, like, if you're a great singer, but I love the movie Sing, with a big elephant, she could sing, but she always trying to sing in the shower or sing, but that was something that was inside of her that could help her be the best singer she already could sing, but she just needed to possess the positivity that she could do it. So what's inside of you that could help you be the best that you could be, that you may not have owned up to? And then secondly, what do you possess inside of you that has hurt you and hindered you from being the best that you could be, that you have not owned up to? There are some things that you may not confess that may be holding you back. Yeah, you may have a bad attitude. Yeah, you don't want to confess that you really do. You're always talking negative. You think negative. You bring people down. That's okay. Own up to it. You got to own up to that. Just like people who have positive things and have good things, you got to own up. Man, you just are you are. God created you the way you was created. So you got to own up to it. You got that positivity in you, shine that on people. Also, if you have negativity in you, own up to it and let's start fixing that, because it's holding you back. Those are things I'm telling you that I feel that if we start owning up to the things that we possess, and I could go a whole lot deeper in this. I mean, because I talk to a lot of young people, and I always tell them, you always seeking and looking, you're only looking for materialistic things. You're not owning up to the things that are inside of you. I mean, you don't have to be a straight F student. You don't have to be. You're just choosing to be, because the other things that you're deciding to do is not helping you do the things that you really want to do, which is a whole nother subject in itself. Hey, listen, this is your boy, Pastor Mike, and I just want to encourage you, man, if you want to, man, go to our website, which is, first of all, the Nicholas Foundation.org, Nicholas Foundation Borough, BORO.org. Go to our website, check us out, look at what we're doing. You can check us out on our Facebook page, see the things that we're doing. We're trying to do some great things in the community. Listen, I always tell you, want to hit me up, 615-295-8785, 615-295-8785. Hit me up. Let's talk. I'm all about breaking chains, for choosing the right things in life. It's the 11th hour. Remember, make movements, not just moments. It's about that thing. I want to close with this. Proverbs 29:18 says this: where there is no revelation, people cast off restraints, but blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction. Listen, those restraints is just the things that we could just say it's the things that you do, the things you possess. We got to make sure we keep things in line, keep things in order, because there's a path to your success. And there are some things that you have to make sure you do to make sure you get to your successful position, which is the last thing we'll talk about the next go around. So remember, people Who am I hanging around? Places. Where am I going? And today, possession. What am I owning? Not just what am I owning physically, but what am I owning mentally that's helping me get to my next place? This is your boy, Pastor Mike, aka 90s number 5, and I'm out. Peace.